So here we are on April the 29th, 2020, week 6 or week 7 of lockdown, depending on how you're counting it. And we're coming to my bedroom stroke studio. Here we are in my bedroom stroke studio. Very lucky to have this very big room, which I worked in for about 10 years. And then about a year ago, I got a bigger studio and sort of slightly abandoned this space really, apart from sleeping in it. And I was about to move house, so I just left it. And now I've come back here to work, which is nice. But it's slightly less curated than I would normally have it in truth as a space. I think artists always curate their spaces quite carefully. What we have around us, what we choose to look at, is quite important. It's like having a sort of ongoing exhibition of what one's thinking about, or trying not to think about. So this is a piece I'm working at the moment, which is causing me a bit of a grief. It's going to be a kind of forest that's sort of floating in midair, but so far it's upside down and not floating anywhere. But we'll see. Beautiful view from the window there. Slightly grey day. And here I've got bits and pieces of things I've tried out at the time. Sort of just hanging around. Just so I don't forget they're there. I did them. And of course, obviously one draws all the time as an artist, and so some drawings make it on the wall and stay there for a long time. Some don't. Usually the things are sort of like, just sort of nuggets of ideas really. Let's just have a look at something. I could go in that category, something like that. But then that could also be just as importantly something like that as I try to work out the structure of something. This slightly more developed thing here. And here we have, oh, that's my bed. So yes, it's indeed definitely my bedroom. And as I say, I wasn't working in here, but obviously waking up in this room every day with this sort of curated shelf next to my bed, bits and bobs. Let me see. That hand at the top, second top shelf is from 2000. The little kind of figure on a sort of tortoise shape is from, 1987. No, 86, bloody hell. And so is that little horse in a cart there from 1986. It's just made out of clay. It could fall apart at any minute. So bits and bobs stay. There's this funny little thing here, which I was invited to be in a show in 2009, I think it was, called The Visible Vagina, which I had a terrible problem dealing with. And I really didn't like the piece I made in the end, but this was like one of the bits on the way to it that sort of was a reject, but not quite. Store materials, and as you can see, we sort of zoom straight this into my bed, so it's a bit weird, but it works for me. I wake up and let me just see if we can. So if I wake up in the morning, I kind of get this sort of vista of what I've got to do with the day or not do with the day. And sometimes obviously one just ignores it, like generally, but then I suppose it's sort of there, which is interesting in and of itself. It just sort of hovers in the background, which is important when you're working. I've been finding this entire time really, really difficult, like everybody has. I feel discombobulated, I feel confused, I feel ill, I feel tired, I feel depressed, like everybody is, and sort of standing still. You think as an artist one would be terribly good at that, being standing still and being alone, but it's not as easy as all that, is it? It's funny that. I could go for months without seeing my friends, but now I'm not seeing them and I kind of miss you. It's very weird. So here we are, that's kind of more or less kind of bit of my studio. And some things in my studio, just things like this, which is a bit of old rubber that I had nailed to the wall for 20 years, and it just sits there quietly, nailed to the wall. Where it fits with everything else, I don't know, but there it is. And off to work.